So I have this really goofy piece of maple here. It's got a bunch of holes in it, but I really am excited about this one, mostly just to see what's in there. I don't have high expectations of like full-size slabs with these holes in there, but I think if I do get any slabs out of here, it could be interesting to have a slab with a void in it that someone could inlay a piece of glass into and have like a see-through tabletop for part of the section. Now I got this log as well as a few other logs from a viewer a little over a year ago. He contacted me. He's having a few maple trees removed in his yard. I actually picked up 5 logs, including this one, some really nice straight maple logs. I cut up the 4 other maple logs last spring with my chainsaw mill, and this one here was a little too wide for my mill I had at the time, my chainsaw mill, so it was sitting around for a while. I got a bigger bar for my chainsaw mill, and then I decided to make this bandsaw mill. So this log has been down for a little over a year already. So it was already having some rot going on in there, so I figured there'd be some spalting anyway. But if there wasn't before, there will be now with this thing sitting around collecting water in all these holes. So this isn't going to be as crazy as my other milling videos. I just wanted to take you along on this one because it should be, either it's going to be pretty interesting or it's not going to be interesting at all. So here we go. Let's see what we got going on here. Ugh. That's gonna be a big hole, but there's a lot of figure. A lot of this is gonna be like small figured like pen blanks or something. Hopefully they can kind of see. There's a lot of really cool figure in this. This is all curl through here. This is curl through here as well. There's a little bit of blue stain, which is really nice. And there is quite a big hole in here. A lot of junk in there. Yeah, so this is gonna have a big hole. So this first slab off of here would be like a slab with a hole in it, which could either be used as a slab with a hole in it, or it could be cut up into smaller stuff for like pen blanks or small turnings or something. This would be 2 inches thick, and that'll leave me pretty flush to here, and I can make a cleanup pass after that. Oh, these are kind of cool. These are cool. Yeah, I got some ants. I got some ant spray. Oh man. So that thud you just heard was me knocking the receiver for my microphone loose on my camera, so I don't have any audio for the next several cuts. But that's all right. Just imagine the sound of the saw cutting, and then between each cut, me gawking at some figure. Now, one thing you will notice as they get going on these cuts is how many nails are in this log. They're just everywhere. So I think someone must have had a pretty sweet tree house at some point, since this section of log was like 16 feet in the air. So I'm sure whatever that was up that tree was a pretty sweet view. you kind of see there's some really nice stuff through here. So I think even though this might not make the best like top per se, or a tabletop or something, you can still get some really interesting pieces out of here for some smaller projects. But I gotta head in, so that's as far as this one's gonna get today at least. So yesterday I was out here for a little under an hour and I got through this far. Now I'm gonna work on getting rid of the rest of this log, and one of the things I took a look at was the blade, and a lot of the teeth are damaged, so I did go around with a file. I sharpened, roughly sharpened about half the teeth with a file just to kind of sharpen things up a little bit and hopefully get me through the rest of this log. I don't know how much or like how good this blade is going to be in the future, even if it is sharpened, because missing so many teeth, it would probably tend to wander, but I will probably just have it sharpened anyway, and it'll probably work out just fine for smaller diameter logs, you know, under 12 inches or something. This would have no problem sailing right through those. This is basically all dirt. I am basically just sawing through dirt. I think I'm gonna have like 2 or 3 more cuts before I actually get through this whole pocket. And I guess I could try and clean it out, but the blade's gone at this point anyway. I don't really care, I guess. So yeah, that's all dirt all the way through there. Oh, it's all compost, I guess. Leaves and the rotting tree and all that. But there's some really nice figure through here. So still some really awesome pieces of wood in here. And again, if someone wanted to make a table with like a big old clear casting or something cast in here, or a piece of glass inlaid, that would be pretty sweet. But yeah, this is all curl through here. So this chunk right here is nice for something if it would be used separately from the rest of this holy slab. Another nail. More eggs. A lot of eggs in this tree. Tree eggs. Oh, another one down here. So 3 nails in this slab. Here and there. It's 3 nails. There's also an egg inside of there. But we're getting back to the, I guess, the more full width. The slab after this one will have a full width cut to it. It shouldn't have a pit in it anymore. But the figuring on here, especially up through in this area, this is all curly all through here. So still some really cool stock. And that's enough right there. That's like a small instrument body right there. Or something. Ukulele. All right, let's see what we got on this side. Oh, it's heavy. Oh, cool. That's cool. A lot of really cool swirling grain through here. Some cool spalting down here. Pretty cool. Looks like the bottom slab collapsed. Oh man, it's not light. Oh, that's cool. So this thing has been out here drying now for almost a year already, which is just crazy how fast time goes. But I thought I would grab a piece or two from the stack, bring it into the shop, clean it up and see how everything looks. I can also get a moisture content reading at this point. You know, it's one thing to see the figure come through the wood when it's in a rough sawn state, and it's totally different when you actually get it cleaned up and you get that surface nice and pristine. So I think it's gonna be really cool to see the stuff all cleaned up and with some finish on it to see exactly just how crazy figured this stuff really is. So, a couple of chunks here. Let's clean them up. So before I forget, I have the moisture meter here set for hard maple. Looks like about 18%. So this thing has a good amount of dry time left. All right, so let's take a look. And I am reshooting this because I had some audio problems. So these are still wet from the last take. So this one's got some really cool swirly grain through here, and it's got a lot of curl coming in through here. So that's a really cool piece. And then, of course, the most exciting one, the big one. It's a lot. So this one has a really cool multitude of colors as well as figure all over the place. So there's a lot of curl and compression figure through here. There's some really nice curl up through here with some really nice blue color. And then down here, there's a lot of really interesting discoloration with all this blue streaking through the grain, which is just absolutely beautiful. And some more curl down here as well. So a lot of interesting things going on in this wood, that's for sure. So this was a fun one. There's a lot of really interesting color and figure just in these couple of pieces right here. And I still have the whole log out there that I'm looking forward to taking a look at once those are dry. But there's just so much really visually interesting grain going on in just even this piece and this little tiny piece right here. I think I'll be set for life as far as, you know, small project parts like, I don't know, drawer handles or drawer pulls if I want to do something like that, or some like little tiny drawer fronts, or I don't know, small turnings if I ever feel like doing that, you know. Anyone out there that wants to do like bottle stoppers, you can, there's a lot of blanks here for those, or pens, a lot of lathe stuff. I know a lot of the lathe stuff, you don't need a whole lot of big pieces, but you want something that's kind of interesting. So this log is basically a treasure trove of turning stuff. And as far as like, even with these ones, all these goofy edges here, these could be cast into like a hybrid blank, so you could have some really interesting wood and resin combination things going on there as well. So a lot of really interesting and usable wood in this kind of junky, otherwise firewood type log. So that's about it for this one. Thank you as always for watching. I greatly appreciate it. If you have any questions on the sawmill, this log, or anything here in my shop, please feel free to leave me a comment. As always, I'll be happy to answer any questions you might have. And until next time, happy woodworking.